Sevgili arkadaşlar, değerli izleyiciler, merhaba, ben Hakan. Bugün bir özel, farklı bir içerikte özel bir röportaj gerçekleştireceğim. Sevgili İbrahim Maalouf ile benimle birlikte şu anda Antalya'da çok önemli, uzun yıllardır devam etmekte olan ve gelenekselleşen bir caz festivali var. Akra Hotel'de tarafından düzenleniyor. Antalya Akra Antalya'da bu sene de yine gerçekleştirildi ve başlangıç ilk günlerden birinde güzel bir konser gerçekleştirdi İbrahim Maalouf ve bu konser sonrasında kendisiyle ben bir sohbet gerçekleştirmek istiyorum. Gerçekten dünya müziği sanatçısı, bir önemli bir trompet sanatçısı ama farklı formatlarda da grubuyla birlikte çok güzel çalışmalara imza atıyor. Dün akşamki konser de son derece başarılıydı. So it was a short introduction in Turkish, so we will continue our chat in English. So congratulations, it was a very successful great event. It was more than a concert. It was a combination of many things. And welcome back to Turkey again.
Thank you so much.
Turkey again.
It was a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you in Antalya. So I'm amazed. I mean, it was a great energy and with your group, and there was a dance as well. It's a mixture of many things. And what was your impression about the first concert this time, yesterday in Antalya?
You know,
there was a great audience, by the way.
Yeah, people were amazing. The whole festival. So you know, it's really it's really a great festival. When I see the lineup, the program of the festival, all those artists.
It's a very rich program.
Yeah, it's very diverse. It's very eclectic. Exactly. All kinds of musics and all great quality of music. So, you know, opening this festival is an honor for me, and I'm happy to come back to Antalya.
So also congratulations for the festival director Kadir Dursun and their team as well. So they are focusing on a very careful, the basis. And originally your family is from Lebanon. Lebanon is a very important country in the Middle East. Lots of different, as you mentioned, it's a diverse of cultures and the different roots of civilizations. And about your music, how do you navigate between these two cultures? Currently, you are based in Paris, France, and you are a world, musician. You travel a lot. How do you combine these two different roots of civilizations and the cultures in your music and in your albums?
You know, I think the fact of mixing things we have to be careful not to do patchwork. So I think, on my opinion, in order not to do patchwork, the truth is in where we are from, like in our inner. We are not only one thing. I really believe that we have way and much more than just one identity. And you know, Emin Maalouf, my uncle, wrote a great book about it called, in French we call it Les Identités Meurtrières, in the name of identity. Yeah, Emin Maalouf, my uncle, and I grew up reading his books, and specifically this one, that really defines how much more than one thing we are. You know, you can be Turkish because you can be Turkish and musician. You can be Turkish and musician and a believer in God or not. You can be, you can love food. You can pray for some other things also in the same time. And I mean, we have a much more diverse kind of identity, on my opinion. So my way to work in this métissage and this mixing of music is just to dig inside of me and go as far as I can into everything that I think I am. And I really believe that we are all like this, you know. Our identity, especially now with internet, on our phones,
social medias
and internet, we have all the cultures of the world in our pockets,
exactly,
just with the one click. So I really believe that it's just about listening to yourself and bring all you are, bring it out. And create something with it.
Exactly. Jazz is an open improvisational genre if you compare with some other types of music. How do you balance that with the more structured traditions with the Arab culture and Arab music? It's not easy, maybe, to explain this.
It's not easy to explain in English, maybe, but the process is very easy because, again, I really believe that musics and cultures should be and are originally much more open than the codes that we are taught. Classical music, for example, most people think that classical music is full of rules and there are codes, and there's a specific way to write classical music and contemporary music and all this. But the thing is that if you go back 200, 400, 600 years before, and if you even go to the Middle Age, they used to play classical music with darbukas and nais and rabab, you know, and people forget where we are from, where the cultures are from. Jazz, most people think that jazz is about freedom. Well, let me tell you something. Most of jazz schools now, they teach you rules exactly the same way classical music does. And the result is that you have great musicians, but who don't know how to improvise. They just take like samples of patterns and they just mix them. So you never know when the solo starts, you never know when the solo ends. And believe me, the tradition of Arab music and even the maqams that we share, you know, exactly. in Turkey, it's in the same time lots of rules, of course, but in the same time it's very open and you basically can do anything you want. So when you mix all those things and you just respect the codes and you respect the roots and you are very respectful to the music that you are trying to share with people, but you take the freedom that it's supposed to offer you, then there's no limit, in my opinion.
Exactly. I think we have some similar topics, common similar topics, you and me. I'm also very interested in the Baroque music, classical music. If you look at the history and the civilizations, I mean, the India, China, Middle East, if we look at the instruments, what they used, and the medieval age, the European musicians and the Baroque age, there are similarities. Look at Saint Colombe, you know, the Marine Marais in France.
You know, when I tell people that in Marais music there are quarter tones, like in Maqams, people don't believe
exactly.
me.
And the Byzantine Empire, the Greek music is also, because they were, you know, the Alexandria in Egypt. There was a Greek culture. So there, I think, somehow integrated each other. So in your albums, in your discography, you're spreading and mixing, you are getting together all these the elements of the cultures as far as I follow. So in your latest album, what themes are you exploring? Could you please tell us about your new albums and new works?
So my last album's name is Trumpets of Michel-Ange.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's a very long story. I would have a hard time explaining like in a short version, but if I want to sum it up, I would say that it's a tribute to my father's heritage, to his legacy to me. You know, my father left Lebanon, he was 23 years old, and he had a dream.
During the difficult years of the Lebanon?
Even a little bit before. When he left to France, at first it was to study, and he was a farmer. Oh. He was a farmer in the Lebanese mountains, so he didn't go to school. He didn't speak French or English or anything. He barely could read or write in Arabic, and he didn't know anything about classical music, and he didn't know anything about trumpets, but he had a dream, and his dream was to go to France and study with the best trumpet player in the world, Maurice André, in the highest music school in the world at that time, which was the Paris National Supérieur Conservatoire. And 7 years later, he graduated from that school with this teacher. So,
unbelievable.
And he invented, in the same time, he invented a trumpet that plays the quarter tones. So when I was a young kid studying trumpet with my father, and he was teaching me and giving me all this love and all this knowledge, I grew up with everything. So when I started doing music as a professional, I was thinking, okay, but I mean, he deserves that I continue his legacy, because he really invented something new. He really built a new way to play trumpet, a completely different way. It's not like Miles, it's not like Maurice André, it's not like anybody. It's really his invention.
More unique style, you mean?
Yeah, he created his unique way to play trumpet. My father's name is Nassim Maalouf, and Nassim Maalouf really invented a way to play trumpet. It's what I'm doing now. I didn't invent anything. I just compose music, and I create it, and I share it. But it's his legacy. And Trumpets of Michel-Ange, this album is my 19th album. So
wow.
many things happened before.
You created many important musical things.
Thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying to do things that are respecting again. The legacy that he gave me. And in this album, I decided that I had to start a new page. And this new page is to say to everybody, guys, from now on, I want to teach everybody who wants to play this trumpet how to play it. I actually even made a new brand called Trumpets of Michel-Ange. It's a new brand of trumpet, extraordinary trumpets with a quarter-tone valve also. And I say to everybody who wants to play with us, I'm going to give you free lessons.
Wow.
And you can come on stage and play whenever you want with us on stage. And this is what's happening right now. Everywhere we go, or pretty much everywhere we go. It didn't yet happen in Turkey yet, but I hope it will.
I hope you can.
And for me, it's a new page. It's to make my father's dream come true. My father wanted all the trumpet players in the world to play this quarter-tone trumpet. And he thought, why would people buy a simple trumpet with 3 valves if they play half less notes? I'm giving them the possibility to play twice more notes for the same price with a better trumpet. so
it's a great story. By the way, when I was watching you in the concert yesterday, I mean, the trumpet is not easy. Well, I think, in my opinion, I'm not the expert about this kind of instrument, but I think it's not easy to use it, to play it, let's say. But you were also, like a dancing, moving. Normally you are using the breath to play it at the same time when you are moving and dancing with the dynamic environment.
But I've been playing for the age of 7.
But it's even more. I mean, it's like you're like a sportsman. You should use the breath somehow.
Yeah.
It was a great energy.
But again, on this project, I have like 4 or 5 trumpet players playing with me on stage. Yeah. So I can dance and enjoy my time.
Why?
They are holding the whole building.
By the way, the roots in Lebanon and your family, the members of your family, almost each of them were very successful, very famous in different areas. There are some journalists in your family, of course, authors, writers, and the musicians, as you mentioned. So. What a talent! What a chance to have a member of this family. I mean, the Maalouf family.
It's very nice.
It's a proud of this.
Maybe because we have some Turkish roots. Because we do.
Oh, really?
Yes, we do.
Tell us about that. Some ages ago.
Some ages ago, yeah.
Some generations ago.
Actually, my grandmother Odette, her father. And her mother lived in Turkey for some time, and her grandmother is originally from Turkey. And I think it's one of the reasons I think why my uncle got so much interested in the history of this region, and why he wrote a lot about it is because we have originally some Turkish roots. So
yeah, we are already, the neighbors is Lebanon, and the Beirut is just less than 2 hours flight distance.
Absolutely.
Or 1 hour.
We're neighbors. We are brothers and neighbors. And my wife, who is a singer, Hiba Tawaji, and we're actually going to do a concert on the end of June in Istanbul together.
Which date do you remember?
24th of June.
In Istanbul.
In Istanbul.
Perfect.
Yeah, and Hiba, my wife, her grandparents are all Turkish. You see, so they are Lebanese people from Turkey originally. So we have so much in common.
Do you have any collaborations or joint project with Turkish musicians and bands? One of my last questions.
Yeah, we have some surprises. I already had the chance to collaborate with Husnu Senlendrici, who's he's one of my favorite musicians ever. We had the chance to play together, and I love Turkish music. I listen to music a lot from here. So I really hope, and I know it's going to happen very soon, that we're going to have some collaborations.
Perfect. Do you believe that the art has a political or social responsibility? Because, we are in a difficult times of the you know the world. There are some issues, complex matters, etc. And what do you think that how the music and how the art and how the artists, singers try to ease the tensions between the cultures? Because if you look at current situation, I think there are some misunderstandings about the different religious groups, ethnic groups, or let's say even in the same country, in the Western world as well, in Europe. What would you like to say about that?
So many things I could say. Well, first of all, please, all the people who doubt about what you're saying, they should read In the Name of Identity of Emin Maalouf. Really, definitely. For me, it's the definition of this misunderstanding.
One of the most essential.
It's the definition of the misunderstanding that you're talking about, in my opinion. I think when everything is fine, when the times are fine, when everybody is happy, we don't need to raise our voices. We just do music for music. We do music to dance. We do music to have fun, to enjoy our time. But when there are difficult situations, right, like it happens now, everyone should raise its voice. Not only musicians, not only artists. Maybe the little difference is that we have an audience. We have people listening to our music. We have people who come to our shows. So maybe our responsibility is maybe just a little bit more than like random people who don't have audiences. It's like responsibility of a journalist. It's our responsibility. So maybe just a little bit more, but everybody should raise its voice. Everyone, whether you are working in a public, a public work or not, we all have a responsibility in what's happening right now in the Middle East, but not only in the Middle East, everywhere in the world. But especially what happened these last 2 years, I think is a huge danger for the whole world. So people should take their responsibility and raise their voice. That's my opinion. And not as a musician, as just a human, as a father of three, as a husband, as a son.
Sure. So the very last question: during the summer and the feature months, and could you please summarize your? I know you do many things, millions of things at the same time, but I'm talking about your concerts, your schedule, in which country you will be after July, August, and September, maybe. Could you please underline a couple of more important visits?
So many things happening. I'm preparing a huge tour in 2026, but also 2027 to celebrate my 20 years of career.
Perfect. It's a world tour, or
it's a world tour, absolutely. And there's going to be a huge concert in Paris, in the biggest arena in Europe.
Where?
It's at the Paris La Défense Arena.
La Défense is a huge one.
So this is going to be, I guess, the biggest show of my life.
I would like to come there.
You should come.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes. We'll meet there.
Yeah, this is going to happen in April 2027.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So congratulations and thank you so much indeed for this concert and for this nice, honest chat. And have a nice flight.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations for other
Thank you so much.
activities. Değerli izleyiciler, güzel bir sohbet oldu. İngilizce sohbet ettik. İbrahim Maalouf gerçekten çok önemli bir dünya müziği sanatçısı. Lübnan kökenli, daha çok Paris'te yaşıyor ama bütün dünyada çok önemli konserlere imza atıyor. Antalya'da da Akra Hotel'de tarafından Antalya Akra'da düzenlenen çok güzel bir konser verdi grubuyla birlikte. Dünyanın diğer ülkelerinde de 2025-2026'da çalışmalarına devam edecek. Bu yayını izlediğiniz için hepinize çok teşekkür ederim. Lütfen siz de müzikle ilgili yorum ve görüşlerinizi bu kanalın altına paylaşmayı ihmal etmeyin. Hoşça kalın.